Well, the 3 days of blatant Hindu hatred display in its full glory has finally came to an end. In this Hindu-phobic conference, they vomited every possible venom against us and made sure to demonize us in lowest ghastly manner. But did they succeed? No, not at all. As a matter of fact, they ended up bringing us even more together and united, and hence making us more stronger than ever. On the 20th anniversary of 9/11, the most cruel attack on humanity by Islam, a conference with the name Dismantling Global Hindutva initiates, and the irony died several deaths. A 3-day conference involving 11 speakers, catering every possible Hindu-phobic topics under disguise of attacking Hindutva, the political ideology, not the religion Hinduism. But the mask fallen completely when one of the participants, Meena Kandaswamy, stated rather straightforward during the conference that she finds no difference between Hindutva and Hinduism. Hence their excuse of Hindutva being different from Hinduism was just a word game to keep us into dilemma. But little did they know that we are more than 5,000 years old, and what they are still learning, we learned it thousands of years back. The conference was announced just a day after Taliban militant group took over Kabul. This is another uncanny facet. A militant group which is completely Islamic destroys all sanctity of democratic fabric of the world. But that reminded them of propaganda of Hinduism. Well, we all know now these all are just a game for supremacy. But before knowing the outside enemy, we need to know about our inside enemy. So here are those Indian speakers who participated in this Hindu hate propagating conference. And mind it, most of them were not only Indians but also Hindu. Day 1. Topic: What is Global Hindutva? Speakers: Meena Kandaswamy and Anand Patwardhan. Meena Kandaswamy is an Indian poet, activist and feminist from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Her first collection of poetry, Touch, published in 2006, was heavily criticized for its English language error. She improved her English in her next book, Miss Militancy, published in 2007. But this time, content was so disastrous that critics penned it down. She projects herself as staunch follower of Periyar, the father of the Dravidian movement, and the only noticeable work she has ever done in her whole life is to take part in Bee Festival of Osmania University in Hyderabad, organized by a group of Dalit students in 2012. Overall, a typical fake activist with no talent, just create controversy or participate in controversial issue just to grab limelight. Anand Patwardhan is an Indian documentary filmmaker based in Mumbai, Maharashtra. He is a typical prototype Hindu-phobic Break India force. In 1992, he made a documentary In the Name of God after demolition of Babri Masjid against the rise of Hindu nationalism. In 1993, he made another documentary, We Are Not Your Monkeys, attacking Ramayana by giving a Dalit angle to the epic. In 2002 released movie War and Peace, he tried to make an atmosphere against the Pokhran nuclear weapon test. He criticized India for continuing development of lethal weapon in the name of peace and self-defense. I think these 3 examples are more than enough to make you understand that for whom he has been working and what kind of bastard he is. What they spoke in this conference: Hindutva is a Brahminical project of supremacy. Hindutva practices a paranoid style of politics. Knowledge controlled by a caste elite recruits the powerless in an endless war against imaginary demons. Like Hitler, Hindutva believes in race supremacy. Day 1. Topic: Caste and Hindutva. Speakers: Meena Dhanda and Bhavar Meghvanshi. Meena Dhanda is an Indian philosopher and writer based in United Kingdom. She is currently working as Professor of Philosophy and Cultural Politics at the University of Wolverhampton. her main focus is on Dalit studies. Just like any Break India forces, these so-called intellectuals are just hired to create a Dalit angle in almost everything from epic to shit. And she delivered what her master wanted to by publishing a research project Cast Aside Dalit Punjabi. And the masters also compensated her by awarding her a research fellowship. Bhavar Meghvanshi, another self-proclaimed Dalit activist who is also projected as ex-Sanghi. He wrote a book, I Could Not Be Hindu, criticizing RSS as casteist organization. His book is seen as an insider from RSS exposing the RSS, hence an attempt to authenticate his expose as truth. But the fact is he joined RSS at the age of 13 and left it within 4 years. So rather than RSS insider, he seems like a leftist disguised as nationalist or an opportunist at best. What they spoke in this conference. They made it clear that there is no difference between Hindutva and Hinduism. Hindutva is casteism from its birth. RSS wants to restore Brahminical supremacy. Brahmanism played a very crucial role in the constitution of Nazism itself. If this is the nation of Hindutva, then there is no place in it for Dalits. Day 1 topic Political Economy of Hindutva. Speakers Vamsi Vakulavarnam and Pritam Singh. Vamsi Vakulavarnam is an associate professor of economics at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. This guy deals in equality of economics and this guy writes article for The Wire. Is there any scope for him to be pro-India or pro-Hindu? He is the booster of these propaganda machinery for economic facets. He has been bashing demonetization, GST, Niti Aayog, etc. through his economic articles. He uses BBC reports to prove that BJP runs a fake news factory through social media platforms. He also supports the dumb logic that since BJP vote share was only 37% and with allies it is 45%, hence BJP is in minority, not in majority. Hats off to this political economist. And only The Wire can afford such sold outs. Pritam Singh again is a professor of economics in Oxford Brook University, United Kingdom. This guy again nothing but a stooge of a liberal ecosystem. Recently he supported farmer protest, or rather fake farmers protest. Not only he supported it but also threatened the government to get ready for the massive repercussion if not bow down. What they spoke in this conference. Hindutva economic content is deeply elitist. The economic vision is incoherent and it's all about power. The economic has been relegated to secondary position. Day 2 topic Gender and Sexual Politics of Hindutva. Speakers P. Sivakami and Leena Manimekalai. P. Sivakami is a prominent Dalit novelist from Tamil Nadu, predominantly writing in Tamil language. She is an ex-IS officer. She quit Indian Administrative Service in 2008 after 29 years of joining to contest Lok Sabha poll from Kanyakumari from Bahujan Samaj Party. But she lost the election. In 2009, she started her own new political party. According to her, bureaucracy treated her like an untouchable. Perfect candidate for becoming liberal. Leena Manimekalai is another Indian filmmaker and activist who has made dozens of short and long documentaries, movies, obviously to project bad image of India. Mahatma, her debut short documentary movie in 2002, was made to showcase the offering of girl child to the deity in Chennai. Parai is a film on violence against Dalit women. She opposed any censorship in Indian cinema. The purpose of these movies is not to stop the bad practices, but to take a small scale thing and project it at much inflated scale at international forum just to humiliate the country. What they spoke in this conference. Sexual violence was Hindutva's strategy. Hindu is femicide sanctioned by the state. Hindutva is antithetical to democracy. Hindutva confirms existing socio-economic inequalities. Day 2 topic Contours of the Nation. Speakers Nandini Sundar and Mohammad Junaid. Nandini Sundar is an Indian professor of sociology at the Delhi School of Economics. She is wife of Siddharth Varadarajan, former chief editor of The Hindu and founding editor of The Wire. After knowing all this, there is no need of further explanation to prove her disloyalty towards the nation. But even then, just for the information, Nandini Sundar is the same urban Naxal who had filed a litigation against the human rights violation in Chhattisgarh in 2007 to dismantle an army movement of civilians prepared by the state to fight against the Naxalites of Chhattisgarh. After her petition, Supreme Court banned the civilian army. Mohammed Junaid is a professor of anthropology at Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts, a Kashmiri who believes that Indian army tortures Kashmiris and hence Kashmir should be liberated. He has written several essays on Kashmir on different platforms to raise voice against the Indian government for the freedom of Kashmir. Everyday occupation, resisting occupation in Kashmir until my freedom has come, the new intifada in Kashmir of occupation and resistance, the hanging of Afzal Guru, are just the few examples. What they spoke in this conference. The Hindutva state is primarily anti-Muslim. It promotes humiliation of Muslims at public spaces. In Kashmir, this humiliation is carried out by soldiers. The people of Assam can choose autonomy over servility. Distinct Adivasi faiths have been practically obliterated. Day 3, topic Islamophobia, White Supremacy and Hindutva. Speakers Anjali Arundenkar and Anupama Rao. Anjali Arundenkar is Professor of Feminist Studies and Co-Director, Center for South Asian Studies, University of California, Santa Cruz. Anupama Rao is Associate Professor of History at Barnard College and Associate Director of the Institute of Comparative Literature and Society, Columbia University. What they spoke in this conference. Hindutva has targeted many communities with the sharpest knives directed at Muslims and Dalits. I see these as racist. There is no Hindutva without Hinduism. In order to defeat Hindutva, we must take up Ambedkar's challenge and destroy both caste and Hindutva.